The life of a person who is single and will probably never be in a relationship. This is it. I'm all alone all day with nothing to do except watch ASMR. That's all I got to do. It's one of the loneliest existences in the world. Just being alone. I mean, my dog's here. I got some cats running around, but it's the existence I live. I mean, so you hear my dog now. It's all I got. Just a dog and a couple of cats. My parents live with me, but they always leave. Well, what am I can't expect them to stay here with me the whole time. They're at like a Greek festival or something. So I do what I do. Watch ASMR, listen to baseball, watch baseball if it's on. I'm too depressed to watch streaming TV. Maybe tonight. Got the Knicks game too, but I mean, I guess there are good things about being alone. Like for a day, even people that are in relationships, spend time apart sometimes. A day or two, or maybe you're if I was in a relationship, maybe she'd go for like a girls' night out or something. But the thing is, my only friends are online friends. I don't have friends in the real world. So I couldn't have a guy's night out. My idea of a guy's night out is going to a movie and dinner with my dad. That's how pathetic my life is. And yes, I have anxieties, and I could do more if it weren't for my anxieties, and maybe someday I will. I'm reading a book called, what's it called? Let me go see. What it's called. Mindfulness. It's called Mindfulness. So it's about how to deal with mostly anxiety through meditation. It helps a bit, and it also helps with some anger issues that I have and things like that. And it helps with depression and stuff. But I just feel like there's more that I should be doing, and I'm not. Like, I don't know, maybe take a class or something, like a cooking class or dance class or something. I always wanted to take salsa dancing lessons, and it's like a bucket list thing, and this is something to get out. But I don't know. I don't know exactly what I want to do. Maybe I could just take like a writing class or something, or a reading something of a reading class where we read books. You know, just some ideas. I could join a reading club at the library or something. Although down here in Florida, they're trying to ban all kinds of books that mean anything to society and to the world. If it doesn't fit into the conservative Reich or whatever. But yeah, it's lonely, and like when I really really feel it a lot is on a day like today where like I'm alone because my parents are at a Greek festival, or when the whole family was here when everyone would leave, do their own thing. Because my sister Catherine, she would always find stuff to do with her son or with her friends, or her son would go out with his friends, and um, you know, and I'm I I don't like going to like places with really loud music. It's not my thing. Like if I'm gonna go to a music thing, it's gonna be classical music, the music of John Williams or Beethoven or something like that. Opera music. I mean, what I wouldn't give to take a beautiful woman to a opera and then dinner. I, that would be something. I mean, but I just don't have the chances to do it. And I don't drive, which is a problem. So if I went on a date, it would either have to be like an Uber thing or, you know, she would have to drive, basically. It would be like the 40-year-old virgin when the woman drove him home, put the bike in the back of the car, and she peeped all over the place, including on him. So maybe it would be like that, kind of. Funny movie, though. But maybe not entirely all too realistic, but funny nonetheless. I think it was a Judd Apatow film. Possibly. He does good films. But anyway, that's it in a nutshell. Other times I feel lonely. At night. I got this big bed and I'm laying down and I tend to lay down to the side. Almost like I have a partner that's sleeping on the other side. But then when I look over and I don't see anybody, I get depressed. And I cry. I have cried myself to sleep on a lot of occasions because of that. And I'm bipolar, so I'm depressed a lot. But I feel like if I was in a relationship and we at least spent a lot of time together, I wouldn't be as depressed. It just wouldn't be as bad. And the only thing to comfort me and when I'm alone is ASMR or talking to my online friends. And that only goes so far, Online friends have their own lives too, and they gotta live them. And I can't be at their beck and call whenever I need them. And sometimes you say something online, it'll come out and it'll sound bad, but you didn't mean to say it that way. And you have fallen out with the person because of that. That happened with a friend of mine online. I won't name her name in case she's watching, but that new site, kind of like Twitter, came out. I want to say like a little over a year ago, and I wanted her to follow me because we followed each other on Twitter, So I wrote her a couple times, and she told me I write her too much. And I'm like, what? Do you know who this is? This is Leo Luca Randisi. And she's, I know who you are. You write me too much. And I'm like, I write you too much? We've been friends for 2 years, 3 or 4 years, okay? And all of a sudden I type to you too much, I message you too much. Total BS. I did not over message her. And it's not like she never told me not to. And it's not like she didn't write me sometimes. And she writes like a lot of posts, like she'll ask a question expecting people to answer. What am I supposed to do? Not answer? We follow each other. And I thought we were friends. And I'm lonely as it is, okay? I have trouble making friends as it is. And then I have a friend telling me I message her too much. And then she's telling me, oh, if you keep writing me, I'm going to block you. So I'm like, fuck this. Sorry for the language. I said, F this. I'm blocking you. And I blocked her for the longest time. I recently unblocked her. and followed her. But I'm so pissed, man. How do you. How? How do you go from being friends, having a lot of commonalities? We're both from New York. We're both Yankee fans. We both were around the same age. She's like 3 years older than me, about. Um, our favorite movie is Return of the Jedi. And we just always seem to hit it off well as friends. We just talked, we laughed together, we agreed sometimes we didn't agree, but that's part of friendship. And all of a sudden I write her too much. And I'm seeing her doing writing back and forth with people like podcasters and people that are just people that are in the Yankees community. We're in the Yankees community together. And what am I supposed to think, man? These people are good enough to be your friends and talk every day, but I'm not, even though we've been talking for like 3 or 4 years now. Uh, okay, this is part of it. Okay, I make these friends. I think we're friends, and then all of a sudden, something ruins it like this. And when I was a kid, oh my God. And I'll admit, when I was a kid, I was a little rough. Okay, I had this friend, his name was Amon. I won't give up his last name, but his name was Amon. And I pushed him into a sticker bush, okay? We were rough housing. Kids do that. And next thing I know, my mom said, I can't hang out with you anymore. And then there was this other kid. He was a giant. I was a short little kid. This giant kid. And we're playing wrestling. It was his idea, by the way. And he was Hulk Hogan. And he was Andre the Giant. I was Hulk Hogan. And I put him in like a choke lock. I didn't think I was hurting him. The kid was like twice my size. 3 times my size. He was huge. He goes crying home. Next thing I know, not only am I not to hang out allowed to hang out with him, it jeopardized my sister who hung out with his sister. And my sister couldn't hang out with her. And stuff like this like always happened, and it still happens. I'm always like having falling outs with people, and the thing is, like, I'm a really nice, sweet, nice, compassionate guy. I try to go by the golden rule. I try to treat people the way I want to be treated, which is with respect and everything, and just nice. And I try to treat people that way. And I think I do. So why people take advantage of me and walk all over me? And I let them. I let people do this. And then I don't, like, I'm not angry with them. I keep giving people second chances. Because I think that's the right thing to do. You should never hold a grudge. It's not the way Jesus taught it. It's not the way, I'm a Buddhist. It's not the way Buddha taught it. Jesus and Buddha said a lot of similar things. Let me show you a book here. And anyone who doesn't believe it, it's in this book. It says it all. This book here. Oh, it's upside down. Is it upside down? No. So it's basically this book. It's basically Going Home, Jesus and Buddha as Brothers. I think the guy's name is Thich Nhat Hanh. He is a Buddhist monk, and he wrote it basically about the similarities of everything that Jesus Christ and Buddha said, and they lived like I want to say like hundreds of years, not thousands of years in between each other. I think Jesus came first, then Buddha. And there was no TV back then, so it's not like he could have put on like TV and gotten ideas from what Jesus said. It wasn't like he could go down to his local library and just look it up. Buddha said so many similar things to Jesus. Not exactly the same, but like in the same ballpark kind of idea. And it was all about peace and love, not judging people. And although there was some differences, like Buddha was all about mindfulness. He was into that, and being not looking too far ahead, not looking too far back, not holding on to grudges, stuff like that. But it was all about peace and love and treating people with respect. You know, the part of the Bible where they talked about stoning people to death and judging people for being gay or judging people for, you know, having affairs or whatever, or mostly women. It was the women that were persecuted for that back then. None of that was in there in the Jesus part. He didn't judge you. He wasn't like that. And basically just all about loving compassion, totally different than the Old Testament. And that's what Buddha was about. Buddha was about that. So they said a lot of similar things and some different things, and it brings all those things up in the book. And I try to live my life that way. So when people are mean to me, and I'm sensitive, I'm super sensitive. Maybe that's part of the problem. I'm just really sensitive. So when people are mean to me, I can lash out. I can get angry, not at the people being mean to me. Usually at my family, which is unfair. And I cry. It gets me sad. And I just don't understand why people gotta be so mean. Why not just treat people with respect and love? And just, why go that way? You know? There's something better than a block on social media. It's called mute. Because you could take that back totally if you want. It doesn't have to be a forever thing, whereas a block is a more permanent thing. And it takes away any kind of friendship you have with people. So, anyway, that is my pathetic life that I live. And I don't understand sometimes the lot I was given in life. But I know there's a purpose. And I know I was saved from death from lithium poisoning so many years ago, 10 years ago, over 10 years ago now, for a reason. And now it's been 10 years that I've been alive on this earth. If there is a God or a Buddha, they wanted me here for a reason. So I do believe in purposes in life. What my purpose is, I'm not exactly sure. I'm not exactly sure what that purpose is. But I believe I do have a purpose in life. I was meant to do something. I was meant to be here for a reason. So, as bad as life can be, there are good things about it too. I like to go to the movies. I like movies. I'm a film buff. I like to go to art museums. I like to go to classical music concerts. And I just enjoy life. I'm not to a point where I don't enjoy it. I still enjoy it. Even though it can be downright depressing at times. It's still something I enjoy. And I think my message for today is love. And if you've ever had a falling out with a family member, try to make it right. If you've ever had a falling out with a friend, try to make it right. Try to connect with those people. Reconnect, shall I say. And that can be my message for the day. And if you do that, you're going to feel better about life. Okay. See you guys later.